We're happy to present our Houston legend, Julie Sudduth. She represents PNC and is leading the bank and doing extraordinary work here in our city. We're going to get to know a little bit more about her and some of the great things that are being done at PNC. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Laura. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for all you do. It's an extraordinary feat. And on top of all of that, a mom, a wife, 4 children. That is certainly commendable. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of detail and time management.
Certainly is. If anything, back to school is a reminder of that.
It absolutely is. And I know there are a lot of folks watching us and think, well, if I choose a career, it's career. If it's a family, it's a family. But you have managed to do both in an extraordinary way. What advice do you have for families in terms of trying to do both?
Gosh, well, it's something I can't imagine not doing. So I'd say do what's right for you. Leverage every resource, every member of your family, every neighbor, every friend. It does take a village, and I think that's a term we hear a lot. But I've been very fortunate to be able to have my mom in town, amazing friends, a great community around me, very supportive husband, and we all make it work. Yes. And it also helps to raise very independent children.
Absolutely, because everyone has a job and things that they need to take care of and do. And you're a Houstonian.
Yes.
And how fortunate for Houston to have you in the city where you have a true understanding. What advantage has that had for you as a woman leading such a large bank in a very competitive industry?
Well, when I think about Houston, I think about what a dynamic business environment it is. And certainly that has fed a lot of the success that PNC's had and that I've had throughout my career. This is a great place to do business, for starters. And then also Houston as a whole is a very open city. It's very welcoming of new ideas, innovative thinking. If you're willing to come here, roll up your sleeves, work hard, you're going to do well in Houston.
Yes.
And I think that's the type of environment that I've thrived in and that, I really value as a Houstonian. Many generations back, Houstonians, as you know, are very proud to be from Houston, but we're also proud of how welcoming we are to bringing new people to Houston and new businesses. And I think that's fed our city's success and by extension, the bank's success.
So growing up, did you think you wanted to go into banking?
Well, it wasn't always on my radar. I think I always wanted to do something in finance.
Okay.
And fortunately had a lot of good advice and insight and direction kind of from an early age that, hey, you should consider commercial banking. It's a path that is really, very dynamic. There's a lot of roles that you can play within a commercial bank. You can do the risk side. You can do the sales side. You can do what I did, which is build multiple divisions of regional banks. And to me, it's an industry that's always changing, but what I probably would have told you 25 years ago when I started is that it's an industry that you didn't see a lot of people who looked like me in it. So not a lot of women when I began my career, but that's changed considerably over 2 decades. I'm really glad I chose it. It's very fun to be leading PNC's effort here. It is a career path that I would encourage anybody who's interested in business and considering.
Yes. And also that connection to community.
Yes.
The work that you all are doing in early childhood development, which has been a very large focus. Tell us some of the things that you're really proud of in that space.
Well, as a mom who saw my kids thrive in preschool, I'm really proud to be making investments that are very strategic in the early childhood space. So PNC has an initiative called PNC Grow Up Great, and our foundation has been investing millions for 2 decades now in the early childhood, birth to 5 space. And so we know as parents that kids are just sponges at that age, and their brains are developing at an accelerated pace, and they need access to reading and early math and early literature. And Grow Up Great is kind of an endeavor that spans from the philanthropic side, where we're investing alongside the Children's Museum and Para los Niños, so community outreach, bringing their resources and curriculum to kids outside of the museum. But then also things like Barbara Bush Houston Literacy Foundation, so bringing family place libraries to life. We have done 5 or 6 now across the city of Houston. So if you take your kids to one of these libraries and they're birth to 5, they're going to walk into this defined space with all these different, some things look like toys. They're actually educational materials and the kids love it. So we're just trying to bring that to life for families. We're also engaging our employees in the effort. And that is really fun. We built, I would say, several hundred radio flyer wagons and tricycles this year. And our employees contribute up to 40 hours a year each. And they're allowed to spend time outside of the office supporting early childhood.
And very targeted and very impactful. We know the research indicates that is the age group where so much is processed in the brain, and we value the work that you're doing there. Also, of course, you can't help but notice the big investment and the big engagement you all have with the Houston Astros.
Yes.
Which has been fun. And the way you've reached out to the Hispanic Chamber or some of our business owners and the Chamber to promote the partnerships that you all have. And so that's got to be fun, exciting, and impactful.
It is. My friends kind of joked when that sign went up at the beginning of the season, like, Julie, you couldn't have gotten a bigger sign? So it's definitely very visible. We've been proud to be a partner of the Astros here during this season, and for the next several seasons. We're equally proud of the work that Astros Foundation does for our community, and we're trying to support that great work with the Astros Youth Academy. So part of our partnership isn't just branding and to get our name out, but it's also to reach young people.
Yes.
So through the Youth Academy, softball and baseball players coming in during the summer doing camps, and they also got exposure to our financial literacy education. So imagine these young people having the seeds planted. Hey, you can save for a small business or for your higher education or to one day own a home.
Right.
So I don't think it's ever too soon to start teaching kids about being fiscally responsible.
It's very important, and it's certainly something that will have a lasting impact on those lives. And as we look at not only that, but the many other nonprofits, Discovery Green, and just all across the board, the great work you're doing. As we look at Houston and the presence you have here, tell us how it connects with your national footprint.
Well, PNC, if you don't know a lot about us, we have what we call a Main Street model. So it means in each market, they hire local people like me who know the market, know the city, know the communities, and want to make a difference.
Yes.
So we make decisions at the local level to invest in everything from early childhood to arts and culture to affordable housing to supporting small business owners. And all of these initiatives, we know benefit the community, and as the community thrives, so too does our business. So it makes a lot of sense. What I love about it too is that it allows employees to really kind of tap into their own passions. So I enjoyed serving on a number of nonprofit boards, and now we can come alongside them and be their partner and help accelerate their great work, kind of like we did with the Hispanic Chamber, getting the word out on your work, but also on the minority business owners that we featured in those spots, which is really fun.
Mm-hmm. And that is the beauty of PNC, is that local presence, and at the same time that large footprint across the country. What else do you want us to know about PNC?
Well, I would say, we've only been here 5 years in Houston, but our leadership team knows the city and really wants to make a difference here, and for business owners, for families, for individuals who want to bank with us. If you don't know much about us, what you should know is we care deeply about the community we serve. Our employees are fully engaged in the effort, and you're going to see a lot more from us. We're going to continue to grow here and continue to support the city of Houston and the Houston community. So I think I'm excited about the next 5 years of continuing to accelerate our growth and making a really positive impact.
Well, we're excited about it as well. And Julie, I know that you and I work together on the Women's 50/50. We are actively both making sure that more women are on corporate boards. It is so vitally important, and we were glad to see our very own University of Houston, Chancellor Couture, be added to your board of directors.
Yes.
And certainly so many of the women who are out there see you as an extraordinary example of someone who's contributed, has succeeded in her career and family. On that note, what would you like your legacy to be?
Laura, I don't think I've spent much time thinking about that since I still have so much time to build my career, but I would like people to know that I care deeply about supporting other women, but it's more than just women. It's about helping all of my colleagues and all of our clients achieve their goals. I feel like if I've done that and I've helped people progress on their financial journey and, reach their individual and business goals, then I feel like I've made the difference that I'm looking to make.
Yes, it will be a job well done.
Well, let's hope so.
Well, it has been, and we're so appreciative of the opportunity to work with you, the entire PNC team, and we look forward to continued relationships. So thank you very much for all you do and for all your team does.
Well, thank you. I'm delighted to share a little bit of our story with you.
Thank you so much. Well, once again, we're happy to be with you today, and we're so appreciative of the opportunity to highlight Julie Sudduth of PNC as our Houston legend. Thank you.